For the
Hi guys, I started the recording.
Yeah, but like, not Ellen. Where's everyone else?
Oh, this is everybody.
I mean, like they're because like some of because we checked the chat, they said that they have to go to.
Oh, I had to go get my shoes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just forget it. It's just
You there
something.
later?
What?
What? Huh?
No. I already got my shoes. Don't worry.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay. How do you guys want to start this?
Well,
how about we ask our relevant question?
wait. No, don't we have to first talk about like our
The,
oh
the article?
about the article and then the personal. Where is my?
Sorry, I don't hear quite what you just said.
Me?
No, I didn't hear. Like, I think you're having problems, like because I can't. There's some parts you're cutting off. Yes.
So how was the reading, guys?
Uh, to be honest, it was a little bit heavy for me. No, why don't you share first? Like, because I'm still thinking how to respond.
So, let's talk about the article first. Okay. So, for my conclusion, for the summary of the article, I wrote that David argues for a change in leadership that prioritizes the needs of people over those of technology. Yeah, that's the conclusion. So, David wants companies to prioritize humans' needs and their work environment rather than the machines first.
I mean, I kind of agree. I think that really sums up the main idea of the article, especially the recommendation.
Sorry, again?
Do you not hear me?
Your
No,
voice,
It,
your mic's a bit cracking
Your
up.
sound's really small, so
Oh,
Yeah.
my sound. Is that okay? Is that better?
yeah, I
mean,
think so.
yeah.
That's, Well, right now I just said that I agree with what Leo said and that what he said sums up the idea of the article.
Mhm.
Am I cutting off?
No.
No,
It's
no.
just like
It's clear
you
now.
sound just. Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay. What did you guys find interesting about the article?
The article.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, like it was interesting overall in general because I never thought when I thought about AI specifically, I never thought about how it will affect leadership and those kind of aspects. So it gave me a lot more like food for thought because, as I said, like AI does not technically have a soul. It does not, but like the way it will affect like the way the different like management, the task that a leader will have will it changes quite a lot about the responsibilities that that's been taken by in leadership. So it was like it was for me the overall the topic was very fascinating because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Well,
I
but
also.
hmm?
Oh yeah. Well, we had like a lecture today from
Hmm?
like a visiting business person, I guess.
Hmm?
From the Minerva University,
Yes, the
right?
founder of Minerva University, and the lecture he gave us was on how to secure competitiveness in the AI era, and I think he said something similar to what the article stated, that the tools shouldn't replace our minds and our ability to work, but it should complement us and help us practice and train ourselves. And I really think
Mm.
this really matches with the first recommendation in the article. Like it's really similar.
It is. I do think as well because they gave a lot of like. I actually was not at the seminar, so I can't say, but that sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, but what I just said was basically
Hmm.
what the visiting person said. And so, I mean, you could also like just read the first recommendation of the article and see if you guys agree with what I just said.
Hmm.
Do you guys think it's similar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in the article, David also mentioned about how leaders should use technology um, to help with their creativity.
Mm.
Um, but for me, I think it's great that David thinks and cares emotionally about the humans that works in the companies. However, if I think about it, in the company's perspective, like, for a company's perfect perspective, they want to maximize their profit, right? So maybe replacing humans with AI or machines is like far more useful than actually hiring humans, because for if they use machine, the companies will not have to deal with complaints from human workers, like um with very low wage or very poor work environment and other
Yeah.
stuffs.
Yeah, well, but could you state your like your main point of what you just said?
Yeah,
I couldn't
that's
understand.
my so so my main point was that um so this relates to my question, like, should companies forfeit more profit to be gained from using machine instead instead use human labor for the sake of creating jobs for people? That's my
Oh,
question. Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
I mean, from a business standpoint, you should, and there's actually like nothing wrong with it, but you would have like the problems that come with that because there are some like still some tasks that AI can't completely do, but like replacing manual labor, like human labor with AI where it can be replaced is actually like very it's the logical thing to do. Unless
It
it's
is a logical thing to do, but it's at the same time it's very difficult to say so because there's a lot. That's why there's a lot of conversations about this concerning AI and whether it can take over a specific task that we humans can do.
I mean there are tasks that they can't do, especially when it comes to like human judgment when it's something more sentimental. For example, appraising items in an auction that an AI can't possibly do that because it carries significant emotional value.
Mm.
But in other instances, like identifying objects and maybe interacting with customers, maybe they can replace those jobs.
If I'm correct, so there's already been situations where lots of these things have also been taken over by AI, which is interesting, but at the same time is kind of scary. Especially if because like AIs as well as being trained, there's lots of different types of AIs that's being trained, and some AIs people say like should replace lots of the management roles that leadership will take because it is, as they say, because it's a machine, it's fair. And because it's fair, that means it will also be it will have the most logical viewpoint on certain things. But
no, AI can also have biases.
but that's a problem. We're talking about like, because if you train AI, we train it on based on the data, and the data can be biased. So, which is also why this conversation comes up a lot, because there's some side people be like, oh no, it will do better because we'll give it the proper data. But other people like, but data itself could be biased, but how would you know if the data is not biased? So the end of the AI becoming biased. You know what I mean coming. You know what I mean.
Like, I have a question. People are biased, isn't it?
Yes.
Then like this point, like machine can bias, bro. Like it seems like it's more like there's a tendency that the people are more biased than like machine. So then like for like making like profits, like company, like I believe like it's more easier to get rid of like bias like situation, like using like AI.
Yeah, but then the conversation is like AI itself needs to be trained on data, and data comes from humans.
The human can make like bias in machine, but like also like if people choose like non-biased like data, then like machine
But
can be not biased, isn't it?
the thing is, so like that's why this conversation is like, how do you know the data is not biased? But then the
Yes.
thing is, which is difficult because as humans, we ourselves, we are very biased in certain ways. For example, this is a conversation we had like about the last discussion 3. They talked about how there was a situation where the robots that did the was looking at the applicants, but then the thing is that it didn't get data where it said like men are better, but then they rejected all female ones because it was a fact that in the industry, in the technological industry, there's a higher rates of men being hired because there's more men in the technological industry. So it's like those simple things kind of it doesn't make biases, but like data itself could create biases in AI if not properly, So it's like, you know what I mean?
But we could possibly train the AI to include more equality, I guess, or like equity between
It's possible.
like we can tweak the data and
Hmm.
train the model on that tweaked data, or like change data.
Hmm.
Like we can always change the data, we can always train the AI again, we can always have
But
certain
now
criteria.
the question is now though, we're the ones who's training it, and now we're the ones who's judging it. But we humans are the ones who are biased.
But
So now
either way,
I'm making this conversation to something else. I think we should maybe like give up on this like specific topic.
yeah, but I think it's either we have humans who are biased or AI who is biased.
I
Either
think
way,
I
the
think
only way we can have unbiased like judgment is either to train the AI model correctly or to have humans who are unbiased. I mean, that's the solution. So I think, at least.
for me, I think it's like in the very foundation of AI, it's already biased because AI is the data that's given to AI, or the data that AI took from the internet is made by humans, right? And it's impossible for humans to be not biased.
We don't
That's what I
specifically
think.
have to have the data from the internet, though. We can have specific databases, from like research or surveys that are more that are the surveys that are done correctly and so on. And like AI doesn't stem from like one model. There isn't like one origin point where like
Yeah.
AI systems have evolved from. Like AI
Hmm.
systems are like may be independent of each other. So not all AIs are like biased in that way.
Okay. So in this conversation, I think the specific topic we went off on, it's a lot. It's a lot more like a gray area, but we can see that all of us have different views. But I understand where you're coming from.
But could we agree that both AI and humans have biases, and
Of course.
it would just depend on which option is better for specific circumstances?
Hmm.
So I guess like
I agree.
when we consider if to replace workers with AI, we also have to consider which is more productive, which is more unbiased, which is actually more fit for the job.
I think when it comes to AI, when it comes, as you said, like in these kind of situations, like specific leadership roles and taking choices, like very strong like choices. For now, at current stage, we don't know about future how well it develops. I agree with you. For now, as I say, it's better to put them into more logical situations, like that created and more like, as you said, like management task rather than making big decisions, as you said, in certain areas. And that's my opinion.
Mm. I mean, I don't like maybe we could like have AI be trained by implementing them like in mock jobs, like jobs that don't actually exist but they are pretend, and so that they can receive feedback on what they do. Like when I refer
I think
to
we should talk
the
about
AI.
what type of AI, because it's different for every sectors.
Depending
Um,
on also the industries.
but the
Yeah,
principle is the same. They take data, they process it, and they have an output.
If we're talking about specifically taking on the management task of leadership, or like taking on bigger, like taking on the decision making of leadership, which is our topic. I think it's possible to train it, but the amount of data that will need to train it it's not we do not have available at this current time, in my belief, to
Hmm.
fully train it into being able to take decisions that are that are a lot more detriment that can either be very detrimental or very good for the company.
So I agree with I agree and see where you're coming from, but maybe I are you trying to say that like there's data specific like directly from the decisions leaders make, or do you mean by like the data that the leaders themselves look upon and also take decisions
Well,
upon that data?
okay. Do you want me to expand on that, or are you just?
It's
Oh,
because
did I confuse? I'm sorry.
you said there isn't enough information or data that the AIs can be trained on to take on the role or assist business leaders, and I kind of don't agree with that.
Can you explain your side? I want to hear it as well.
Because business leaders, they also have like an input of data, correct?
Hmm.
And they also output data.
Hmm.
So maybe we can like have AI in this position of being a leader, and they make those decisions, and maybe like we can train them by giving them feedback.
Like
Hmm.
I agree with the Isaac because like when we use like ChatGPT, we can ask like who's like what so we say some like situation, then we can ask what will be happen like someone see like this situation, then like ChatGPT wrote, in like his point of view, it would be like something like wizard blah blah blah. So like my point of view, like let's say like ethical point, uh what John Locke will say about like this question, then like ChatGPT make the answer. So like if you make like input to like very good leader, then like ChatGPT or other AI will make similar decision making. So like uh, I think we can make a data uh, from like past, and also like humans are learning from education and learning from like theory or other like reading material, right? So from those kind of things, like I think AI can learn and then express the decision making from like those kind of things. So isn't it possible? Like I believe it's possible.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
think
don't
this
think I
is
never. I never. In my
sorry.
opinion, in my opinion, I never believe that they will not. It won't be possible. But what I'm saying is like at this current time, in our current time and age, it's not a reality. I think will be that's gonna take place immediately.
I mean,
Okay.
but do you mean like
I
there?
do believe it can eventually take it will be able to take roles like it will be take, but the thing is like I do not believe the amount of data we have, because I know you said like the amount of like we have like all these datas as well and we can train it. The thing is though, the fact we're training it as well, it gives the amount of situations it gives like is a lot more sterile. It's like because in real life situations there's too many variables that's included. So the amount of time it will take to train it will still not be immediately in our current time. It would need
Mhm.
time to take place. So I do agree with you guys. I agree with you
Okay.
guys. It's just like the time frame I think was like wasn't like
Can I say something
communicated.
about to add to counter Isaac's
Okay.
idea? So this is one of the issue that is addressed in the article. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem that's been going on lately with big companies using AI for their software. So they see it as an easy way to blame someone. So like if there's a mistake in their algorithm and people are disadvantaged, they can just easily blame the AI. And big companies are taking advantage of those. Maybe not taking advantage, maybe like they're prone to avoid taking responsibility for the mistakes.
I don't really quite understand your argument because we are talking about if AI is
So
developing
like
enough.
you're talking about leadership, AI taking over leadership roles, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
AI taking over the roles.
Yes.
yeah.
So if AI took over the roles and there's a mistake in the decisions made by the AI, the companies can just easily blame the AI for it. Like, there's no accountability here, isn't it?
Mm,
Can you repeat that last word you just said? No, I didn't hear it properly.
So if AI takes the position of
Mm-hmm.
leadership roles and um, makes decision for them, and if there's a mistake in the decision making, companies can easily blame the AI and not take responsibility for the
Mm-hmm.
decisions made, right? That's what I think.
I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lack of
Okay.
responsibility taken by the choice of by companies because AI they can use AI as their scapegoat.
Yeah.
That's an
that's
interesting. I didn't think of that. That's an interesting point you brought up.
hmm.
What do you think, Isaac?
I mean, I would like to imagine that. Like, I also agree if there was like an AI that had like an executive position and it took like very important decisions and it messed up, there would be no accountability towards the AI, but there would be accountability towards the developers of the AI, and like the developers also have their bosses, right? And so their bosses who are in the company would also be accountable. And I doubt AI will take on those high level positions currently, like right now. But if they did, there would still be somebody like a human operator who is above them. and so they would also have to take accountability. And if there weren't any one specific person, they would have to implement those like a system of how the AI would take accountability, or who would take accountability for the decisions of the AI.
I feel like, okay, if it's okay that I can speak, or like, did I interrupt you?
No, I'm finished. I finished.
Okay. I feel like when it comes to this situation, the importance when it comes to this is actually building up how you deal with that. I forgot what it's called. The structure, the management structure on how to deal with solutions and the ethical solutions, and when it comes to actually implementing them. Because when it comes to mistakes, because even the mistakes, if you research online as well, lots of people, there's discourse about whether it's the fault of the AI. When it comes to it will be the fault of the AI, the user, the company, or the data. There's arguments upon this as well, and because we do not have a proper set of ethics concerning around this topic, it's a very difficult topic as well. So I understand where both of you guys coming from, actually, because this is a very heavy topic. Because you can say people can blame the AI because if they want to, and it's possible that they, at this current time, may put all the blame on the AI and not on the company. But because there's that kind of loophole when it comes in the law, it's a lot more difficult to process.
So the main issue is like who gonna take responsibility, right? So if AI fails, right?
Or causes a huge mistake, or a mistake in general.
Yeah. What do you think, Hyun? All right. Do you have
Is
any
Eunhyun there?
ideas? Yeah, she's here.
Eh?
Do you have any idea or thoughts?
I don't think she's there.
She's
She's
here,
here.
but
She's
yeah,
here.
She's here. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I can see she's there, but I don't think she's here.
Listening.
I don't think she's here, actually here.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I think oh,
okay.
for so
mm,
for me, I think that AI should not replace leadership roles, but instead it should help with the decision making and for leaders, and they should weigh the decisions of that the AI has made. So it acts as a tool. I think we could all agree on that.
I mean,
if we want to take we have a question about AI coming this. When do you guys think is an optimal time for AI to enter into these kind of management roles, leadership roles? How many, in timeline wise? This is my question.
when they're being developed, I don't know when certain tools will be available.
Actually, I've never thought about that.
But it's kind of difficult to pinpoint what time or period they would we would want to implement those, because
Okay. Let me give a scenario.
yes.
We have an AI. They're starting now at this time that they're starting to train to take up a leadership role. How much time do you think it will take?
That would be very difficult to say because
Okay,
we're not
just
we're
you
not
don't have to be
developed.
right about this. We're
No, maybe
I don't have to be right about this. Just give your own answer. What do you think?
Even in
It's not a
movies,
shield. It's not a test.
actually, even
yeah,
in
but
movies, when we see AI
it's
has
kind of,
become very advanced, even humans has to take on the management roles.
I mean, yeah, but and also with training with AI is very different from training human operators. It's you have to obtain the data, and then you have to like have legal procedures to like make like a copyright of the AI, make it proprietary information and
Hmm.
mass market it to consumers or to businesses, and then you like there's like the development of the AI, which really depends on how capable you want the AI to be, what you want the AI to be able to do. I mean, they're basically, I just said the same thing twice, so yeah, and
Okay, but like,
I
so you guys don't have an idea on. You guys don't have any timelines in your own. Both of you and Isaac and Leo. No, no answer.
What do you mean by management roles? What do you
Hmm,
want the AI to do?
maybe a
there's a
McDonald's
lot
manager.
managing
I mean, I think that would be a really good
testing.
like no that I think that would be a really good role for an AI, like a manager for fast food workshops. I mean,
They have
fast
to
food
deal
like
with people.
restaurants. No, but the manager would deal with the employees, and
Hmm.
to deal with the
Sorry to
customers.
interrupt,
They would, yes.
but the meeting time is 1 minute left.
Do
Oh,
you guys want to do another like 10 or 20 minutes more?
we can do it if we're allowed to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would make the.
But I need to go like somewhere, so
Oh,
I
so
can't.
Okay.
So we should conclude the
So
what we basically said.
what do you guys what is our conclusion for all of us? Because I feel like we have a very different. Two of us have very different, and two of us have very different like viewpoints on this.
like, can I
Yes.
could I ask you something like so what you meant to say was that you don't think AI should take on leadership roles right now?
No, I don't
No,
think
no,
at this current time, at the level of quality as it could take any leadership roles at this time.
not this time. I mean,
For me,
I
I
also
don't
think
think
that, but
AI can take at any time
at any
in
time.
the future too. Yeah, in the future too.
The thing is, I think I don't I don't I don't really mind or care about right now because I don't know about any AI like models or tools that can actually replace these roles, but I